Oh, God. Some of you guys are just too much this early in the morning. Welcome to the show. Lot to talk about today. It is going to be, we finally have some good news today. Of course, Janet Yellen came out and said some things yesterday. I don't know if she was supposed to say that because of her role as Secretary of the Treasury. She can get away with saying those things previously, but I don't know about now. But let's look into that. I also want to show you guys a U.S. company that got in trouble with the SEC. Big company. I'm not wearing their clothing, but it happens. So let's see. All right, smash the like button for me before we get started, and we will go from there. So let's just start at the beginning. Something that I really wanted to talk about today, I'll get to it, Jay. I want to talk about this ARK stuff. So I highlighted a lot of stuff in this article. I don't like doing this, but I used two different colors because I felt there was important things, and then there was even more important things just to point out. Now, I know you guys are pretty much on my side in this. You get it. That's why you're here. That's why you listen to this channel. So let's get into it. This is from Reuters. David Randall wrote it. ARK Innovation performance under pressure as tech stocks swoon. Okay. So the fund is $23.1 billion, and they posted a gain of less than 1% last month. So this ETF that's supposed to be the greatest thing since sliced bread didn't outperform the market, showing nearly 3 percentage points behind the average fund in its category, according to Morningstar. Morningstar is where we get our data feed. Morningstar is the gold standard, so they're right. For the year to date, the fund is down 9%, a performance that puts it in the bottom 100th percentile in Morningstar's category of 543 mid-cap growth funds. The S&P is up 10.9% over that same amount of time. Unbelievable. Investors pulled $645.5 million out of the fund during the week that ended April 21st, a 2.6% decline, which was the largest weekly outflow in terms of percentage since 2018 and only the fifth weekly loss since 2019. So it just shows that when people get to, the people that are invested in this are not long-term investors. And I think that goes without saying that, let's just keep going. The fund brought in $37 million the following week, the smallest weekly inflow since 2020. Let's go to down here. Tesla. So everybody knows that Tesla is getting smoked right now. Tesla, which makes up 10.5% of the fund and is its biggest holding, is down 4.5% since the start of the year. And then, of course, they have Teladoc, which is this virtual healthcare thing. That's down. That individual stock is down over 20% this year. Now, the market has rotated away from funds favoring growth stocks and more towards economically sensitive segments of the market, whatever the hell that means. We think underperformance continues longer. Some investors will become frustrated and seek alternatives. I mean, we have had just a little bit of volatility over the past couple days, couple weeks, whatever you want to say, and they're already having major exits of money from their fund, and they think that some investors will become frustrated. Are you kidding me? Some investors is going to turn into a lot of investors. Now, most recently, anything in green I found more important. So, most recently, growth and tech stocks have sold off over the last few days as more investors have pinned on everything from profit-taking worries that the U.S. economy will rebound. The economy peak, the rebound will be. You know what I'm trying to say. So we're saying that the U.S. economy is rebounded and it's at its peak, but we aren't even fully opened yet. New York and California alone have not even opened yet. They're talking about midsummer. So how are we saying that we're already reaching its peak? This is the stuff that doesn't make sense. And when you read articles like this, just think about it this way: how are you at an economic rebound peak if two of your major cities, one of the biggest states in the country, if not, it's not, I don't think it's the biggest. I think Texas is the biggest, but they're not even open. And we're saying that the peak is there. I mean, this doesn't even make any sense. ARK wouldn't request on the story. So the fund gained 152.8% in 2020, the best performance among actively managed U.S. equity funds. So those stocks went through the moon. And I don't know about you, but I'm not trying to get into an ETF that gains and loses 150% per year. This stuff just drives me up the wall. Of the fund's 10 largest holdings, only one, Square, is up for year to date. And I would love to see what Square is up year to date. I haven't looked, though. We're in a scenario that is quite different than it was in the year before, as we see reopening increases and pandemic eases. The performance of growth names is going to be more dictated by the Fed. So we're trying to get things to full capacity, and they're basically saying that growth is going to slow. So as businesses open and as people fly more and do more and do more and more, we have already reached the peak. And now because we're going to open more, things are going to slow. Guys, this doesn't make any sense. These people don't make any sense. This ARK stuff doesn't make any sense. Just nothing here makes sense. These people are just crazy people. And this, I know that we have somebody joking in here about this Dogecoin and Bitcoin and this coin and that coin, and I don't care what other coin you have. It's nonsense. I hate to say this, but for the people that don't get it and think that you're good investors, I really cannot wait until things fall apart and you get smoked. I am very excited to see that, and I want to see you run your mouth then when you have no clue what's going on, you have no clue what to do, and you think that markets only go up and everything's going to recover for you, and it's not. And I truly can't wait to see that, to see these arrogant people that have no idea what they're talking about, who have gotten lucky using Robinhood and Webull to get this thing, and they just lose everything, and then they go to a financial advisor because they don't know what day it is, and then they get 4% returns for the rest of their life, and then they retire with $2 million, and they think it's a lot of money when they could have had $20-some million if they just open a book or open something and start reading about something. God. All right. Yesterday, old Yellen, Janet Yellen, she used to be the chairman of the Fed, and now she is Secretary of the Treasury under the current administration. So yesterday she came. Well, actually, this was a pre-recording. To be fair, she came out and she said that it may be that interest rates will have to rise to make sure that our economy doesn't overheat, and meaning that this just everybody's spending everything, and we're getting very, very inflated. That's what we're saying. Well, they won't say that, but that's what's happening. Even though the additional spending is relatively small relative to the size of the U.S. economy. Of course, she kind of pulled back her statements yesterday. I think she was talking to the Wall Street Journal after she did so. So, the central bank, as we know, has still said that they're not increasing the interest rates, and they're not going to do so until 2024. Jerome Powell came out and he said this multiple times, that they're a long way from their goals of just shooting over 2% 2% inflation, which doesn't even make any sense to me unless you want to just somehow control it. But let's see. Here's what Janet Yellen said. It was a Wall Street Journal event. Let me be clear. What she said about rising interest rates in that recorded session, that's not something that I'm predicting or recommending. And then I love, this is so adorable. If anybody appreciates the independence of the Fed, I think that person is me. Aw, she's just so sweet. Just a little sweet old lady. All right. With that, hedge funds have been actually starting to sell out and go to more cash. I mean, when you start getting the big hedge funds, the guys with trillions of dollars, basically, this is where the majority of your money sits in this country. These guys dictate where things go. So, according to Bank of America, there have been extreme sellers of stocks. And if you look at it, their communication services, their communication and information services, and tech, of course. So, they've done extremely well during the pandemic. There's no surprise there. Now we're going to have to look and see if these guys start pulling money out and there's any inkling of interest rates going on the rise, I mean anything from zero, you're going to get that turnaround that I was just talking about. So why would the hedge funds be nervous? What are they looking at? The April payrolls are going to come out on Friday. They're expected to be topping a million jobs in March. So even with the Fed, I'm just going to read from this. Even with the Federal Reserve policymakers at pains to dismiss signs of surging inflation, they can't ignore the rapidly healing labor market. So official data is showing a surge in job creation, which will inevitably cause market discussion of when the central bank will pull back on its bond buying. Subsequently, going to raising interest rates. Is it going to be sooner than the end of 2023? We shall see. You guys let me know what you guys think. That explains why AT&T stock is going up. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. I'm sure AT&T is not going to get very far. All right. Here's a billionaire hedge fund guy, Sam Zell. He's very good. If you guys want to go and read about him, he's very interesting to listen to. He's been around for a very long time. I think he's in his 70s or in his 80s, something like that. But this is from Bloomberg. And he basically said that he is buying gold. And this guy is not a guy that goes and buys gold. You guys know that I have a very large position in gold, but I'm not buying physical gold. I'm buying GDX and GDXJ. I do think that gold is going to be something that is going to do very well in the future because inflation is going to happen. You cannot, no matter what they want to do, they're going to have to do something to. Inflation is going to happen. I mean, you can't do what you're doing without letting inflation happen. That's just my opinion. So I think gold is going to do well. This is a 1 to 5 year play. Let's see what happens. I want to get his opinion. Billionaire Sam Zell is seeing inflation everywhere and has bought gold as a hedge, something he used to knock others for doing. So he's 79 right now, and he is concerned. I never even really thought about this. He's concerned that not only the U.S. is doing all this printing, but other countries are going to do all of this printing on mass scales. Hey, that's a very real possibility. All you have to do, I mean, we've seen stories like this. Anybody that knows anything about construction or knows somebody in construction, here you go. Read about lumber prices. They're up 3 times right now. I mean, if you go and I'm talking to a contractor right now. He said that he used to go buy some boards or something. I don't know what he's talking about, but it was $300 for whatever he was buying. Now it's $900. We're looking at, I mean, I'm not saying that we're going to get to the place of the 70s with the crazy interest rates of double-digit interest rates, but the more that you try to overcorrect one way, it's a pendulum swing, and it's going to swing the other way. So I hope they know what the hell they're doing, or they're just going to have to let this happen. So that's that. Can't scientists make gold and diamonds artificially now? Will that affect their value? You know what? I don't know. You have to think about it from a human perspective as well. Women like diamonds. They want real ones. So what's the other one? Metals? Gold? I mean, well, I don't know how you can artificially make gold, but all right. Guys, smash the like button for me. I want to talk about, this is not something I'm going to dig into, but I want to show this to you. So Under Armour came out and settled with the SEC for $9 million in fines related to misleading revenue growth to investors from the third quarter of 2015 through the fourth quarter of 2016. They were using a pull forward tactic to add it to their revenue on existing orders. So the point of me telling you this is I bash Chinese companies. I talk about not investing in foreign companies, etc. Guys, it happens in the United States too. It happens to a company like Under Armour. You wouldn't necessarily expect that, but it does happen. So for the reason that it does happen to companies like Under Armour and such, I look at it saying, well, if there's 10,000 US companies out there, why would I not just stick to those 10,000 companies? Why would I go and take risks in other countries? The risk is already there on a massive company like Under Armour. I mean, they have Tom Brady, Bryce Harper, Steph Curry, I think Michael Phelps, Dwayne Johnson. I mean, these guys, this is the top of the top, right next to Nike and Reebok and Adidas. So, guys, this is the reason, if you're ever wondering, this is why I don't do Chinese companies. This is why I don't do whatever you call it, Alibaba and all that. Buy Bitcoin more valuable than gold. Mason, suck it. Alrighty. Guys, you tell me what you want to talk about, and we will go from there. I'm going to pull up the stock twits. I just want to go through our earnings real quick. Which index fund is the best buy right now? Hey, I mean, I personally like ETFs. I know Warren Buffett said index funds, but... So today, after the bell, PayPal, Uber, Rocket Mortgage, well, Rocket companies, Etsy, ooh, this Clovis thing. I think Zach was telling me about this Clovis thing. Let's see here. Oh, this gold, GOLD, that reports. Tomorrow, AMC, Square, Roku, GoPro, Moderna, Beyond Meat. And Friday is the Ocugen. Good luck with that. Oh, wow. Is this just like crappy Friday report? Everybody report. Ocugen, Nikola, DraftKings, Kronos, Cinemark, Adidas. What is going on here? Hold on a second. All right. That's that. Okay. Would you buy UA? I mean, I owned UA in the past. I can't say, I don't know. Let's see. Under Armour. Now remember, they have different classes of shares. They have class A, B, C. No. They only have A and B. UAA. Oh, what's going on here? Okay. No, I wouldn't buy Under Armour right now. To answer your question, Beyond Meat. Jake, you love this like nonsense stuff. You and Zach out there can go and trade your hype stocks all day. Mason. Oh boy. All right. Nike is a communist stock. Okay. Name me any company that comes out of China that isn't a communist stock, and we'll go from there. I'm sure Under Armour produces things over there. I know Apple produces things, Samsung. So basically you have to get rid of everything that I'm looking at right now is all communist, and we have to throw it out the window if that's how you want to play things. Coworkers are buying physical silver like crazy. Physical doesn't seem very tax efficient. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'm not worried about taxes. I know Beaker's going to want to get me on the tax thing. What do I think about Intel after the drop? So, good question. I like Intel. I think I sold options on Intel yesterday. I can't remember, to be honest with you. But I do have options on Intel. I have sold puts on them into the 50s, into the low 50s. So I really like that we have not even touched this 200-day moving average. I hope this thing keeps pulling back and gets down. And if it can break that 200, who knows where it can go. Hopefully it goes to like $50 a share or something like that. I would really like that. I think that Intel is a solid company. Everything's looking good. And that's that. What I buy Microsoft right now? I'm sure there's a lot of things right now in this market that you guys are thinking are a steal. I mean, maybe they're a steal from their previous highs, but like Microsoft, for example, just turned into a downtrend. We just broke through 80% and it's coming back. I mean, the nice thing is you have support with all these moving averages, but it's a downtrend right now. So if you're asking me if I would buy it from a charting perspective, no, I would not. U.S. stocks have international exposure. Of course they do. Apple, should I exit my 133 position? Let's see. It depends what you're doing with it. If you're trading it, then yikes. I don't know who asked me that question. Gary, I don't know if you're in the bid and ask nation, but if you are not, well, let's see here. This is concerning. This dive that it's taking. Also, it cannot break through that 100-day moving average, this turquoise line. It just pushes up, and it just can't get through it. So it got through it, and now it's just stuck there again. So this is a tough one. Ask me in the Discord chat if you're in there. If you're not, join it and ask me. What about Geo? Any other thoughts? Let's look at Geo. They're the dividend trap, right? They're the prison. Yeah, I don't really have any thoughts on this. Nothing's changed. This was their big gap down that they had. Still a downtrend. The volume is terrible, except for the selling, the little bit of selling that they had. Actually, the lot of selling that they had when they cut their dividend to zero, the volume sucks. So stay away from this thing. That will be a tough one. UA actually makes stuff in the US. I mean, they probably make. There's no way they make everything in the US. Am I wearing something Under Armour right now? No. What do I think of Schlumberger? So somebody asked, I think Cash asked me about Schlumberger yesterday. Schlumberger's oil. All right. It looks like they're doing a little sweet spot reversal. Well, they're trying to at least. They're holding all their moving averages, which is great. Earnings are way out in July, so that's good. I mean, let's zoom out a touch. I want to see more of this chart. 50% rule. So you have your high, you have your low, and I was wondering why they were not able to break through that level, and there's your answer. So this is going to be a very tough one. The good news is they broke away. They were able to get through this breakaway pattern that formed, but this is just all negative pressure pushing down on them. Guys, if you want to watch this, tell me. We can put it in the Discord, but this is going to be a tough one. It reminds me of, so it's oil. So things can happen with oil. News can come out. I mean, we had big news from Aramco yesterday coming out of Saudi Arabia. But look at this, guys. This is CCL, same deal. All that pressure. You see it gets to that level and drops in price. Gets to that level, drops in price. And it's just been trying to do this for over a year, and it cannot break through that area. So with the amount of news that CCL has had and cruise lines have had, if they can't do it, I'm not putting a lot of money on that Schlumberger is going to be able to do it with oil. I think the big bet on oil from a news standpoint is that the UK is going to open up and you'll be able to make money from higher demand in the UK. So that's that. Oh, let's see. Melinda will be fine. No prenup. That's true. Do I have any Latin or Mexican stocks for Cinco de Mayo? Great question, Beaker. Go buy Poncho shares for you. Pfizer reported yesterday. I want to see what Pfizer did, to be honest with you. Guys, smash the like button. Let's try to get these likes up to 200. How about that? Oh, okay. Pfizer's doing all right. I mean, they got over their moving averages. I know that they're selling. I saw a story that came out this morning that they have some kind of contract with India. Now, when it comes to Pfizer, this is a strong resistance point right here. Just let's call it $43. That's going to be a very strong resistance point that it's going to have trouble getting through. And honestly, this might be a strong. This $40.75, something like that. That'll be a tough area too. Oh, I take that back. It's $40.57. So you're in that overbought area. If you're not in this, I do not recommend getting in it for the first time. That's that. Let's see here. Thoughts on IIVI. They're a semiconductor manufacturer amongst other things. Apple gave them $410 million for manufacturing. IIVI. Never heard of it. Okay. Oh, maybe I don't know. Well, you can't do anything with them right now. The volume is pretty terrible. You're in a downtrend. You're sitting at the 200-day moving average. If you want to watch it, go ahead and watch it. Just be aware that earnings are on 5/10, so that's like 5 days from now. Maybe Monday or Tuesday. I'm not really sure. What are your thoughts on this semiconductor shortage? Think it might affect car stocks. Yeah, I mean, from what I'm seeing, it's going to affect every stock. I mean, I know Land Rover's having shortages. I think Seth said yesterday that Tesla's having shortages. Honda's having shortages. And then you're going to go and look at all the tech that's having shortages. iPhones are having shortages. I think it's a great play that Apple went to start making their own chips. I don't know if that's going to be affected. They say it's going to affect them, so we'll see. Maybe it's some kind of surprise that they're going to come out with. But yeah, chips are going to be everything's going to be affected for a little while. I honestly don't know why it got to this point. It doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever. Thanks, Mo. As always, new to Patreon. Have a great day. You too. Thank you for joining. Thank you for the support. That's great. So Guys, I keep talking about the Bid and Ask Nation. I'm going to pull it up right here. Join it. You get complete access to me. Let's see. There are... Okay, so we launched a new tier yesterday. So we sold out of the previous tier. It's $65 a month right now. 37 spots remaining. It will go up from here. This price is going to go to $100 a month. You get all access to me. Any questions that you have, I will answer them for you. We have great moderators in the chat too. They answer a lot of questions. They're kind of my proteges. What else we got? I'll make short videos for you. I do trading seminars, mostly on Friday afternoons or Friday mornings. That is only for you guys in the Bid and Ask Nation. Don't forget, when we come out with merch, you get 10% off. You get 15% off Crossroads businesses. I had a person email me yesterday saying that they were interested in our Mexico homes. So we put them in touch with our sales manager, Chris, and they are doing it. And guys, that's $65 a month. You will make that in one trade. Every Friday, and I will do it again this Friday, we talk about the trades that happen in the chat during the week with me, all this and that, and people are just making tons of money. And plug the after hours. So after, it's really unique. During business hours, from 9:30 to 4, the chat is all business. It is great, and everything is broken down very nicely and organized. After hours, it's pretty entertaining too. That's all I have to say. LABU day trade. Yep, get at it. All right, remember, if you join the nation, you also have a chance to win the Tesla. Very good point. We're giving away a Tesla. If you're a patron member, you're automatically entered to win. The longer you're in, the more entries you get. Let's see here. You're losing likes for no reason. I don't know. Oh, it's okay. All right. What do I think about GME? I did trade GME. Let's see what GME is doing lately. I want to see on this chart here. GameStop. Oh, this is boring. I want to go back to the 40% swings in 10-minute days. This was a fun one. I really liked trading GameStop back when it was going crazy. That was fun. All right. Let's see. LAB. Yeah, get after this LABU, guys. There's after hours. The great thing. Never mind. $110 trading yesterday. Good job, John. See, there you go. There's 2 months of the Bid and Ask Nation. And if you were in it at $25, you just paid for a lot of that. You paid for 4 months. I tried to get 2,000 shares of HNST at IPO. Who's the celebrity that was again? And is this an IPO or is this some kind of SPAC? Because I know there's a celebrity name attached to it. So, oh well. Okay. MU. Let's see what MU is doing. Where we got here? MU Micron. This is a communist company too. They do everything in China. I don't think that you should buy products that have Micron in them. All right. Definite short, sitting at the 100-day moving average. Be careful. If you've been paying attention to me for any length of time, you know exactly what to do here. Just wait for the break, and you will do all right with that one. So, Jessica Alba, nice. Oh, so is it a SPAC? That's what I want to know. Okay. Oh, somebody just joined the $65 tier. Welcome. Let's see here. Welcome. TSN. Okay, I'll look at Zach's first. I know he's in class. Dedicated to being here. Oh, Nautilus. I love this gym equipment. This gym equipment is the bomb. This is where six-time Mr. Olympia Dorian Yates, he outfitted his gym in the UK, Temple Gym out there, with all Nautilus stuff and made that company famous. So volume is kind of meh. Smaller company. I remember when we did this for the one of our videos. You just got to get this thing going. Just get this red line moving towards 32%. You're going to have a very tough time getting through the moving averages. But look at this gap. This gap gives me hope. So if you can get up here and start pushing, you will fill the gap, and you can get this thing to run up to probably above $30. So that's that. Oh, wow. A company actually went IPO. I can't believe that. That's shocking. I didn't know that IPOs were a thing anymore. I thought it was just all SPAC. Okay. Thank you for the training and material. I have learned so much in so little time. You're welcome, Tim. You're the one that put the work in. I'm just the teacher. Pick one, Jess King or Selena Gomez. Jess King. Market's open, baby. All right, guys. Let's see. So let's do some housekeeping real quick on May. So if you are a patron at any tier, we have a Patreon-only fireside chat on May 14th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Me, Seth, and Paul sit down and just kind of go through whatever you guys want to talk about. We'll talk about anything you want during that day. It's a private event, uncensored. This week, on the 14th, we're going to do it. We're going to do it in the studio because Paul's moving. The house is going to be a mess. And that's exactly that's the reason that we're doing it there. So this week this month we're gonna be in studio for the fireside chat, and that's that. So speaking of gym equipment, what do you think about Peloton right now? Down 40. Vasco, I don't hate you. What are you asking me? All right. Let's see. What do I think of Peloton? So Peloton's had a rough go at life, basically, because they suck children under their machines and kill them. Okay, so yikes. That's all I have to say. The fact that it broke through all of these major moving averages and it really has no loss. I mean, you're at a support line right here, so that's good for them. Your next support is basically right down here at $60. So yikes. I mean, just keep watching it. Eventually, this thing is going to turn. I mean, they're a good company. I don't know about their financials and stuff. I'm assuming they're not the greatest. But once you get this thing coming down here and moving up like that, maybe you'll have a long position to go in. And we'll go from there. So he even read it, but then chose to see another. What company do you want? BFGN. Never heard of it. BFGN. Is this some foreign thing? GN. I don't have it. I don't have foreign companies. Sorry. Peloton is dead. Peloton is not dead. Oh, TSN. Oh, Texas Instruments. Is that them? Right? Texas Instruments. Oh, Tyson Foods. Oh, TXN is Texas Instruments. Okay. Tell me why you like this, sir. I don't like it. You're moving into a downtrend. You have red crossing over yellow. I mean, it's not a downtrend yet, but the fact that these are crossing over, I don't love it. Once this red line drops below 80%, that's when you turn into a short. You're getting lucky right now because you're being held at the 25-day moving average. But if you're not in this now, don't get in it for the first time. That's my opinion. You're welcome. All right, guys. Oh, very green day today. Let's take a look. Oops. Markets are back, baby. Don't worry about that inflation. Daddy Fed is coming to the rescue. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I will see y'all tomorrow morning. And if you're not in the Bid and Ask Nation, join it. If you're in the Bid and Ask Nation, I'll talk to you in a few. You guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see ya. Peace.
Thank you.